One faith, one family, one future in Christ Jesus. That is the theme of the Archdiocesan campaign that was recently announced by Archbishop Naumann. And the theme of that campaign invites us to reflect upon some of the fundamentals of our life as a church, as well as the commitment that we have to furthering that life. That we truly are one in our faith in Christ Jesus. Our faith is not in other human beings. Our faith is truly in Christ Jesus. And we are one family, sharing the very life and the mission of Christ. And we have one future, a future that is rooted and is directed toward that relationship with Christ. And so this theme invites us to think about some of the fundamentals. And in developing this particular outreach and this invitation for us, the Archbishop is trying to address current needs, but also those that will build a better foundation for the future. And it's with that in mind that he offers us this video today that we can learn a little bit more about this effort for our Archdiocese. As you noted in that video, this campaign, as one person mentioned to me last night, doesn't have a lot of pizzazz to it, because it's not really about pizzazz. It's rather about a lot of fundamental things for us as a church. It's trying to strengthen our parishes, trying to do more in evangelization, recognizing the need of some of our inner city parishes that can meet operating needs but can't meet some of the capital needs that they have. It is taking care of our elderly, and particularly our needy elderly at Villa St. Francis. And it's also responding to the needs of our retired priests. And all of these are really kind of fundamental things, but they're important to us in the life of the church. And it's important for us to address those. One of the things that you noticed in there, it has to do with retired priests. And we have many retired priests within our archdiocese. And in some way, this is a difficult time for us to ask for funds for priests. The media, the news is not all that wonderful these days. And there's many of us who have some consternation, and rightly so, over the way in which some situations have occurred or been handled. And all I can say is, if you are upset, you can't imagine how upset and concerned we as priests are, that it's important for us to address those issues, to rectify them, and to bring healing into the victims' lives. At the same time, as we look at this campaign, we're not talking about those priests. We're talking really about priests who have served many, many, many years in service. We're not talking about young guys like me. We're talking about older priests. We're talking about priests who have spent their lives being there for us, serving as our pastors, working to make sure we have schools, pastoring in our parishes, celebrating the Mass, the sacraments, bringing the presence of Christ to us in a very special way. It's all those priests who have lived their lives, yes, with human weakness, but nevertheless with fidelity and integrity, with a desire for service. And how important it is for us to give them their due, that they deserve a decent retirement. You know, priests are not overly paid during their years of active ministry, and therefore we don't have the opportunity perhaps to put away money or to develop equity in a home or other means for the future. And so therefore, for us to provide a decent retirement and a place in which priests might be able to live together in community and support each other is very important. You know, it is crucial for us to really stop and take a look at this through the eyes of faith, and to recognize that Archbishop Naumann is inviting us to truly be responsive. In the next few weeks, each of us will have an opportunity to make our own personal commitment. There'll be more information and a personal invitation for us to make a commitment that could be met over 3 to 5 years. And that will be a wonderful opportunity for us. You know, we as Ascension Parish are really recognized as a very strong spiritual and a very strong parish in stewardship. And we are a leader parish within the Archdiocese. And I'm confident that that sense of leadership, that sense of fidelity, that sense of generosity will really be reflected in our response to this invitation from our Archbishop. The theme is so very important. Yes, we are one in our faith in Christ Jesus. We are one family with that sharing the mission and the life of Christ. And with Christ and with each other, we have such a beautiful future. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you for your prayerful response. Thank you for your generosity.